Okie dokie. Let me just try and figure this out. Cool. So, yeah, what have I been playing? So, I'll start off with, if I've got this set up correctly. Nope, I do not. Nope, I do not. It's Pip. Picture in picture, Christopher. Cool. So, I'll play this in the background so you've got some visual aid. So, yeah, I've been playing a bit of Digimon Survive. I bet you didn't expect that. Neither did I, to be honest. So I saw a lot of games, Digimon games, on sale a couple months ago, or towards the end of last year, or maybe it was January. I don't know. Time means nothing. And they're all on sale for dirt cheap, like $10. You know, $10, $18, $13, whatever it is, on PSN and on Xbox. So I bought Digimon Survive on Xbox. And for those of you wondering why did you buy Digimon games? Well, you know, I've got a Digivice here. This is the 25th anniversary color edition that my wife got me for my birthday last year. And I've been looking for some games, some recent, or whatever games are available on console, because I don't have any other way to play them. And I heard about this one. I heard a lot of stuff coming out about this game when it released, and that it subverts your expectations of what a Digimon game is. It's a bit darker. It's a visual novel, but it's also got some RPG combat elements here, as you could tell. And look, I'm not going to lie, man. When I first started it, the first hour or so, right, it's just these characters talking to each other. You're making choices along the conversation tree and all that kind of stuff. And it's all a visual novel type style, right? So, I mean, it's done really presentable. Like, it looks quite pretty the way they've done it, and all the colors and the animations, even the still images of the characters are drawn like immaculately, like really clear and crisp. And Digimon has a particular art style, and it's there. So you're seeing it there. It's kind of what you're seeing on screen is what it is. It's these single shot scenarios. You can look around and pinpoint certain things, and that might trigger another conversation or progress the story, or you can look through your phone to try and find out what's going on in this digital realm. But yeah, look, after the first hour, I was falling asleep, man. I was tired because it's been the last couple of days, not really sleeping much with the cyclone going on, but I think it also had to do with I was just bored, right? But then finally, after like the hour mark or so, the story takes a turn and things start happening, and I started getting a bit more invested. And you know, you finally meet your actual Digimon partners and all that kind of stuff, and those relationships start building, and some creepy stuff starts happening. And I was like, okay, this is cool. I started getting into it, and the combat's kind of fun. It's your typical, you know, tactical RPG combat system. If you've played one of those, you've played them all. But it's more of that. So yeah, it's like, oh wow, it's almost 2 years old. 2? Yeah, 3 years old or whatever. This game, almost 3 years old. So yeah, look, it's fun. I'm enjoying it. I needed a bit of a break and try something else. I've been saying that to myself a lot. I've got a big backlog, right? But there's some games in there that it's a time sink and a time investment of like, okay, another massive game that requires hundreds of hours, right? And it's, you know, engaging combat and, you know, just all that kind of stuff. I'm just tired, and I'm not in the mode to play something like that. So I turned this on, and I was like, okay, this is more my speed right now. So yeah, I'm digging it. I'm gonna finish it. I think I'm gonna get through a couple story chapters and see if it still holds me there, and if the combat's fun, and if the story progresses at a good pace. The moment I start getting to that point where nothing's happening, I start falling asleep again, is probably where I'll just wrap it up and move on to another game. Plus, you know, I didn't spend a lot of money on this, so I'm not too, you know, beside myself if I stop playing it, because I got it quite cheap. Anyway, so yeah, look, Digimon, I think Digimon's a pretty cool property. Some of the games that I've played, though, on PlayStation, Digimon World or Digimon Cyber Sleuth, Cyber Sleuth. I think that was the other one. I've tried these other two on PS5 at the moment. They were Vita ports, PS Vita ports, and on PS4. And the combat, man, it's a lot like the original Digimon World games on PlayStation the original PlayStation back in the day, where I don't know how you make sense of it, right? It doesn't make sense. And evolving your Digimon into something that you actually want it to evolve in, there's no way for you to tell, right? It's not like Pokemon where you just hit a certain level and they, boop, there you go, it's freaking Raichu all of a sudden, you know, with a Thunderstone. It's not that simple. Or, hey, you know, War Turtle evolves at level 15 or whatever. There you go. You've got your War Turtle. It's not like that. Where this one, you got to treat them right. You got to feed them when they need it. You got to take them to the toilet when you need them to. I haven't come across this in this game yet, but I'm just talking about Digimon World and the old Digimon devices back in the day, where you had to really take care of them and treat them a certain way. Not scold them too much. Don't overwork them or over combat them or whatever. So you can get them to evolve into what you actually want them to evolve into. The amount of times I've played those other Digimon games and I've tried to evolve something into something I want, and it goes to a different option in the evolution tree, and you're like, no, that's not, no. So that's one thing that frustrates me about Digimon, right? And it just takes me out of it, because you've spent all that time with that creature, that Digimon, and you've invested that time in training and leveling it up and whatever else, and then it turns into something you don't want. You're like, okay, just wasted all my time. Awesome. All right, let me go try and do that all over again. Right? There are ways to like reverse, like devolve them and then try it again. And so, you know, it is what it is. But look, it's complicated. Digimon, I forgot how complicated Digimon is, and it's probably why it's not as popular as Pokemon, to be honest. But look, it has its charms. It has its characters. I dig it for what it is. There is that new Digimon game coming out that was revealed this year, and Digimon, whatever it was called, Digimon World something. I can't remember what it's called. Time Shadows or whatever. I can't remember. Anyway, that one looks like it's more of a turn-based RPG like this, and if so, great, awesome, right? Please make the evolution system a bit simpler, please. That's all I ask, and that should be a good game. But anyway, another game that I've been playing has been this absolute gem of a game. Oh my god. So Power Rangers Reader's Rewind. Holy moly. This game was so good, and it was exactly what I wanted, right? Oh man, I can't say enough praise for this game. It's clearly made, and I remember watching some interviews with the developers where they're all fans of Power Rangers, and when they got the option and the opportunity to do this, they were really excited, and it shows in this game. This game is so full of like just love for the property, for one, deep cuts that, you know, real hardcore Power Rangers would remember from back in the 90s, from the original season. Some other callbacks from other properties that were popular at the time that are hinted in there. I'm not going to spoil them for you, so in case you play this, you can see them for yourself. But man, the different modes of combat in this game throughout the levels, like riding on the battle bikes. I've never played a Power Rangers game where you could do that. Piloting the Megazord, and you see it from the perspective of the Rangers fighting the, you know, giant Goldar and other monsters that you fight as you go. Oh wow, I thought I put this on a loop. Loop that, please. Never done that in a game before, a Power Rangers game before. Me, anyway. I don't think there has been others. There's been games where, you know, you can fight as a giant Megazord and fight the other one like a 2D fighter or whatever, but nothing like you're from the first person in the Megazord, right? And with all the Mode 7 kind of style in this, it just, oh man, the music, if you loved Turtles in Time, right? That kind of music sound, it's just like that here. And oh man, it's everything that I wanted it to be. I've wanted a Power Rangers game like this forever. I just don't know why it took me so long. I bought this at launch and I've only just played it. Right? That's how far back in my backlog I am and my free time and energy I've got. But I'm so pleased with this game. It's got replayability. You unlock a character at the end of it. I'm not going to spoil it. The combat scenarios in the boss battles are awesome. I mean, look at that. Eye Guy, just beating up Eye Guy in the first person. you get to ride around in a Zord, like the individual Zord, depending on the ranger that you're controlling in some of these bonus levels. And it's multiplayer, so you can play as, I think it's 6-player as well. Pretty sure. But man, loved it. Just, it's not just nostalgia, it's an actually amazingly made game. Animations are so great. Sound is awesome. Presentation's awesome. It's made by developers that made all the best, or had their fingers in all the best beat 'em ups of the genre back through the 90s, and they made this game. They're all part of this team making this game. And man, my only sad point about this is, well, I'll get to that in a minute, but I must say another highlight is this game ties directly into the 30th anniversary special on Netflix, Once and Always. So if you've seen that and you've got Robo Reader in there and you know what happens in that episode, it's directly tied into this, which is really cool. Really, really cool. And it also confirms, well, I'm going to call it canon. And if it hasn't already been confirmed, I'm confirming it now, where not sure if it's addressed in the comics, but this game addresses it, where the 1994 or 94 movie, 1994 movie back in the 90s is essentially now canonized as its own timeline. So that's cool, right? I mean, I thought that anyway when I was a kid, when I watched that movie and then was watching the series, and all the same characters in the series, but everything's not the same. The villains are different. The scenarios are different, but it's the same characters. So I was like, okay, this must just be like its own separate movie thing, movie timeline, movie universe, whatever. Anyway, look, it's awesome. I can't say enough good things about this. It doesn't overstay its welcome. However, I do wish I could have got a bit more, right? Just me being greedy, and I loved it that much. I'm keeping it installed because I will go through it again. And man, I hope we get another one. Oh, that's my sad piece that I was going to get into. Unfortunately, I think this is a one and done. If you stay after the credits, there is a bit of a hint at something, but given how Hasbro's given up on Power Rangers, it's now licensing it out to whoever will take it. Hasbro, they're not driving Power Rangers anymore. They're not investing any more resources into it from their end. And that's Hasbro doing that across the board, but Power Rangers was the first one to be cut. They stopped making the toys for Power Rangers. They're licensing that out to Playmates, which is what I'll get to coming up here. But yeah, I just don't think, unless this developer, if it's sold enough, or they had enough of good feedback, or whatever it is, if they deemed it successful, if they think they can invest in another one. I mean, you've got all of season 2. We've got all of the Boom Studio comics that you can build from another game. Man, I'd love a Shattered Grid game. Like, oh my God. Anyway, look, go play it. If you haven't already, if you're not a fan of Power Rangers, fine, right? But I think you'll still enjoy it. It's a really good beat 'em up, and it's presented very, very well. Cool. All right. So the last game I'm going to talk about is probably some that'll go, what the hell? But yeah, so I've been playing a lot of, oh my God. Is that a power out? Nope. No, I've still got power. Excellent. So I've been playing a lot of Beyblade X Zone. So yes, last week, I think I've mentioned on Chunkcast a couple times now about Beyblades. And yes, I'm into Beyblades. I play Beyblades. So I blah, 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 blah. But there's a Switch game and it's also on Steam. And I couldn't help but pick it up, obviously. So when I'm not physically playing the game, or if I'm not entering tournaments or whatever, it's just nice to have a video game, right? That you can just get your fix and try out some different combinations of parts that you might have. But look, it's a very simple game. I didn't expect much going into it, but again, it plays out. You can walk around. There's the X building, X Corporation building that you can walk around and explore, like a couple levels, like the lobby, and it's got some multiplayer aspects in there, and the characters that you can talk to. You can roam around a couple of levels and find some hidden items, and it's got some RPG elements for you as a blader and your parts that you can upgrade and level up and enhance and stuff like that. You know, you can purchase and sell parts and all that, right? And you can combat other bladers as you go up this 100 level X tower. And as you go, there's bosses every 5 or 10 levels, right? And you got to beat them, and it's cool, man. Like I really dig it. It's a very simple presentation. Frame rate's a bit crap on Switch, but almost every game is frame rate's crap on Switch. But I got it on Switch because it comes with all the DLC, whereas the Steam version, it might look better and run better, but you got to buy all the DLC separately, and I wasn't going to do that. So, my God, you can hear. I don't know if you can hear the rain in the background this whole time, but yeah, it's pretty heavy. Anyway, so I dig it, man. I was lying in bed the other night with my wife as we're waiting the impending cyclone, and I brought my Switch in the bed and just played some more Beyblade X Zone. And I played on my TV like over breakfast sometimes, during my lunch break. I'll come out in the lounge room and have a coffee in the morning and play a couple rounds if I want. I really dig it, man. It's good. Story's kind of funny. Some interesting characters in there. It's a typical anime thing. But yeah, look, again, if you don't like Beyblades, you're probably not going to like this. I think you have to really be a fan of what Beyblades is and to really kind of get what's going on. But look, if you're interested, give it a go. I don't think anyone watching this will be like, yeah, hell yeah, I'll give that a go. But look, I really dig it. It's really got me. Beyblade has caught me by the balls, and it's reeled me back in. And I enjoy it just for what it is. I'm fully aware that I'll make you aware. The combat experience you have in this video game is not like how it is in the real world, like this wacky kind of stuff that's happening on screen. Like, I mean, you can throw people out of the ring, like your opponent's Beyblade. If you hit them hard enough, you can knock them flying out of the ring. That's true. I've seen it happen. It's happened to us. But it's very violent. In real life, it's very violent. It's literally, you've got like a small piece of solid metal on top that's spinning around so goddamn fast. And if you have two of those things hit each other, the recoil, the bursts, like they throw each other out of the ring, like they just smash against the stadium wall very hard. It's like, man, I didn't remember Beyblades being like this. I remember Beyblades being made out of plastic back in the day, but this has more metal in it this time, and it's could be dangerous if you're not playing with the right stuff. So anyway, yeah, those are the 3 games I've been playing lately, and I'm digging it. It's good just to play some games and chill out and try and disconnect from things that are going on, in life and work and all that kind of stuff. So anyway, just simple games, right? I know I'm almost 40 and I'm playing some anime type games, but whatever, man. Gaming's for everybody. You can never be too old to play whatever you want. Power Rangers for life. So it is what it is. Anyway, so that's what I've been playing. I'm after this probably going to go out and play some more Digimon, I think, and continue that story. My wife is enjoying seeing where that was going as well, so it's kind of cool. You can enjoy the visual novel together and just see how the combat plays out as it goes. Cool. All right. I think I'm tempting fate here by going longer than I need to. So I'm going to get into the next section and just cover some toys, and then we'll wrap it up, and I'll turn everything off again. So anyway, let's get into it. Yeah.